Cheers. So I've recently been seeing a lot of comments on people willing to sell their kidneys for some camera gear, especially this new Canon R5 camera coming out. Everybody's saying, all right guys, time to sell our kidneys. Let's get the money to get this camera. And it had me thinking, you know what? I'm gonna make a video on how to afford camera gear. Gotta drink this before it gets too warm. It's kombucha, by the way, not beer. All right, I just wanna state that camera gear isn't everything. Yada, yada, yada. Everybody tells you it. And it's true. But when, you know, there's a piece of gear that comes out or that's announced, that's coming out, and you start hearing your pocketbook starting to cry a little bit and shake. And yeah, basically you just don't have the money to fork out for all this new expensive gear. And honestly, if you have a camera that you love and you have all of the gear and all that, 100% I recommend sticking with it and learning, not going in and trading your camera out every 5,000 times, because sometimes it just gets ridiculous. And sometimes you don't need to worry about the gear. You need to more so focus on the business side of your business and all the, you know, the unfun parts of it. Getting new gear, that's always fun, but sometimes it's not the most productive thing you can do. But that being said, when you do decide it's a good idea to upgrade your camera, or if that's something you really want to do, what's the best way we can go about it without breaking the bank? Especially, let's use the Canon R5, for example. It hasn't come out yet. It's rumored to be released in June or July. I have my doubts about that, but let's say, you know, we got a few months until its release date. What's the best thing we can do to get that camera? Simple answer is save up. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. No, but seriously, start saving. It's easier said than done. Some of us have really good tendencies to save our money, but some of us are we just want to blow it as soon as we get it. Make a point to put a certain amount of money away a week, and each week keep doing that and just forget about it. I say take it out, draw it out into cash, and put it somewhere safe where it's not gonna get burnt down or stolen, and just keep stashing it away and keep it out of sight, keep it out of mind, and keep going about your day. You know, whatever you can afford, whatever that's reasonable. Don't make yourself broke each week because you're trying to buy a new camera. It's more important to have dinner on the table than it is to have camera gear. Okay, now that we got the obvious, less fun one out of the way, the next one would be sell your old gear. There's no point on holding on to a bunch of gear that you're not gonna use, you're never gonna use, maybe you use it once. What's the point? Sell it and get the gear that you like. I know it's nice seeing, you know, you have a backdrop of your whole shelf of cameras, and you know, maybe one day you can get there where you can have all these cameras. But if you're struggling to afford camera gear, sell the stuff you don't need. Honestly, sell it. Don't hold on to it. If you're not gonna use it, or if you think maybe you might possibly use it, odds are you're probably not gonna use it. Keep it pretty minimal. When you're on a budget, I would keep your gear pretty minimal. Sell the things you don't need, bring in new things, and once you're done with those things, maybe sell those things. Make it work for you. The next thing is just put yourself out there. Use the gear that you got, and whether you're doing photography or shooting films, maybe shooting a music video for somebody, or simply just doing YouTube, if you're just consistent with it, the money will come. And it's, at least you're doing something that you like. It's so rewarding when you make money from, let's say you're doing photography and you start doing photo shoots or weddings and things like that, and you start raking in money. You can invest that money into your craft, into your business. Okay, and this one, well, I'm gonna just put it in there because sometimes we just do things because we want things. Get a loan. You know, it may not be the best thing, the best decision you've ever made. My wife is rolling her eyes right now. Yeah, honestly, just be smart about it. If you're gonna get a loan, make sure you can pay it back. Be sure you can, because you don't wanna get stuck with owing a bunch of money and you have this gear and, you know, you might have to sell the gear again to pay it back. So make sure you can pay back the loan. It's better off, I recommend, if you're gonna get a loan, see if you can get a loan from a family member. If you're privileged enough to have family members that have, you know, some money, worth a shot, go ahead and ask them. And last but not least, rent gear. Renting gear is amazing because you can have a camera, so to speak, and see if you actually like it, play around with it for a week or two, and get to know if it's something that you want to invest in. I know some places where you rent gear, you pay it off weekly, and eventually you can either decide to return it or start paying off the full amount. So you may have paid off, 6 months, or you may have rented this gear for 6 months, and they'll subtract that off the total of what the camera costs, and they'll let you pay off the rest if you decide to do so. Hopefully that made sense. I just wanted to make this video to save a lot of your guys' kidneys because your body's more important than a piece of tech. Honestly, guys, though, like I said, stick with the camera gear you got, learn the ins and outs of it, use it to its max potential, and if it seems like the right move to get a new camera or a new piece of gear, then maybe use some of these steps to get to that next piece of gear. Don't break the bank, don't sell your kidney, and just be smart about it, because a lot of us get into a vicious cycle of all this new tech and new gear when honestly it hasn't changed much from its previous iteration. Now, with all that being said, I will be investing and using these steps, well, some of them at least, to be getting that new Canon R5 because, that seems like a really future-proof camera. Alright guys, let me know if this video has helped you at all, if you'd be using any of these steps. Well, I sure hope you'd be using some of these steps to get new camera gear, and let me know if you guys are actually happy with the gear you have already, because a lot of us, we actually have really nice gear, and sometimes we get caught up with all the new specs and everything coming out, and we don't realize we have the tools that we need to create the projects that we would like to create. Alright guys, until next time, cheers.